Hello everybody and welcome, you're watching Dave Playing Games. My name is Dave and I am playing Fallout 4. And Curie and I have made it! We're here! And in some strange fashion. So we've made it to Nuka World, our holiday destination, but along the way I have become the raider overboss of this strange attraction park. In a twist of fate, what was supposed to be a relaxing vacation has turned into me becoming in charge of one of the largest raider groups in all of the Commonwealth. And so as I approach the Fizz-Top Mountain up ahead, I need to go and speak to Porter Gage, who's going to fill me in on exactly what's going on with this ragtag group of, well, whatever they are.
Everything you see here is under your control, now that you're in charge.
That's very kind of you to say, thank you. Why precisely am I in charge?
I still don't get it. Why put me in charge?
You may have noticed that our former overboss, Coulter, was a fucking asshole.
You're all literally raiders.
Look, I'll be honest with you. This operation needs someone to step in and take the reins. Sure as hell ain't gonna be me. Leading outright ain't my style. And there's already some blaming me for supporting Coulter all this time. My talents are best put to use helping a new overboss get all this shit under control.
Okay, lovely. So you're a bit of a Jafar type, are you? Lovely. Well, I'm looking forward to having you on board there, Gage.
I know I'm throwing a lot at you all at once here. Let's take a step back and talk big picture, okay? Nuka World. Shit. Huge. Built like a goddamn fortress.
I can fix this. I can make this work.
Yeah? Man, I sure hope so. You know, I think I heard of you. Some big shot with the Brotherhood of Steel, right? They ain't that different from a raider gang, you ask me. Just try and act all legitimate, but they still just take what they want. Look, I know these gangs. Been working with them or against them for years now. First thing you gotta do is get the gangs behind you. Without them supporting you, you're not getting shit done. You don't have to trust them. Hell, you don't even have to like them. But you need them to respect you enough to follow you.
Brilliant. Sounds like we've got a plan already. What would you suggest I do?
Have any advice for how I should go about it?
Yeah, all right. The disciples like violence. The bloodier, the better. Tell them they'll get plenty of it. The operators are in it mostly for the money. They get promised caps, they'll listen to you. The pack, hell, I don't know. They follow whoever they think is the strongest. Show some teeth, I guess.
Violence is something that follows me around, and let's be fair, I'm pretty good at making money, so they're going to be fairly easy to deal with. The pack, I don't really know what I'm going to do with those guys, but it'll be fine because I am charming and everybody's a fan of mine.
Don't worry. Everybody likes me.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on that.
Wonderful. Well, let's get to work. And like that, we've got a whole list of objectives. But I can't help but feel it's getting a little dark, so maybe, just maybe, we should have a little nap before we go and meet all of our new friends. Luckily, our new digs come with a new bed, so let's have a little sleep. And it's, oh my god, it's barely 9 o'clock.
Another day with you.
And as I've woken up hungry and thirsty, let's deal with that quickly. And I don't understand how I keep getting over encumbered. What is it that's keeping me over encumbered? Okay, well if I'm going to have to impress some raiders, I should at least look the part. So let's get dressed up in our combat gear and have a conversation with some of these goons. Oh, hello. Who are you?
Nuka World! I've always dreamed of coming here, and now I finally made it! This place is amazing, don't you think?
I mean, it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess it is pretty impressive.
It sure is. You can just imagine the children smiling and happy, all drinking Nuka-Cola and having the time of their lives. It must have been magical. The name's Sierra Petrovita. I traveled all the way from the capital wasteland to visit this place. Maybe you've heard about my Nuka-Cola museum?
The Nuka-Cola Museum? Why, who hasn't heard of the Nuka-Cola Museum?
Yeah, the Nuka-Cola Museum. Everyone's heard of that.
All right. So it's not that well known. Thanks for trying to spare my feelings anyway. Well, I'd stay and chat some more, but I've got to get back to my search.
Also, I can't help but feel that you're thinking that children would have a wonderful time here when all we've got to see for it is ruins and raiders.
What are you searching for?
I don't really want to say. It's nothing personal. I just don't know you well enough to trust you. Sorry.
Okay, fine. Well, screw you then, I guess. But, I mean, I'm fairly trustworthy. I've done this whole saving the Commonwealth thing, and also there's this island with, like, horrible crabs and stuff. I mean, I've got a pretty good track record.
I'll keep your secret. You can trust me.
Well... Okay. To be honest, I'm so excited I can barely keep it in. It'll be a relief to finally tell someone. I guess you could think of me as the world's biggest Nuka Cola fan. I collect all the merchandise I can find, like these awesome Cappy glasses I'm wearing. But these aren't just ordinary sunglasses. They were part of a really cool contest that started just before the war. And the winner of the contest would get to meet the famous John Caleb Bradburton himself.
Who was John Caleb Bradburton?
Sorry, I tend to forget most people aren't as interested in the history of Nuka Cola as I am. He was an inventor, and the best thing he ever invented was, you guessed it, Nuka Cola! So, to win the contest, you had to find 10 images of Cappy, the Nuka Cola mascot, hidden throughout the park. Each image has part of a code or something, and only these special glasses can reveal it. Now I know what you're thinking. Bradburton's long gone. Who cares about the contest anymore? Well, I'm betting that somewhere in his office is the original Nuka Cola formula. That formula was one of the great mysteries of the soft drink world, and it would be the crown jewel of my collection. If you can help me get it, I promise it'll be worth your while.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this sounds like fun. Sure, we could help her out. We could recover an artifact. He's definitely dead, by the way, but we could do that for you. That would be lovely.
Sure, why not?
I'll give you my Cappy glasses and this old contest holotape. It's got hints about where to find the hidden Cappies. Just track down the clues, and then come back to me once you've found them all.
Damn Nuka Cola song stuck in my head again.
Yeah, tell me about it. So, having spoken to Sierra Petrovita, let's drop these cool sunglasses and replace them with these, frankly, hideous Cappy glasses. Do you know what? These aren't even giving me any boost to my perception. These are dreadful and they look terrible, but a job's a job.
Sorry, Mags. All anyone's turned up so far is that he's got that pit boy on his arm.
So, our new overboss is a vault dweller.
Or ice the vault dweller.
You can go.
They're talking about me. Well, this is the home of the operators, so let's get talking to them. And as I recall, these are the money-motivated people, so let's have a little chat with Max.
Hey there.
Well, I suppose we all owe you for putting down Coulter.
Man was an idiot. Made us all look bad.
A clown stuck in his own little car. I guess we can take some solace in the fact that someone finally gave him what he deserved. I want to know, what did you feel as you did it? When you brought that walking pile of human garbage to his knees?
I'm not gonna lie, I kinda really like her already.
What were you discussing when I walked in?
Well, you, Overboss. You're an unknown quantity, and we're interested in knowing who we're dealing with.
So we'd like if you answered the question.
Yes. What went through you as you crushed the life out of that oaf?
Bored? Kind of like this conversation, now that you mention it.
Hey, you don't get to talk to Mags that way.
It's all right, William. Regardless, Gage's decree means that you're the new overboss. I suppose we can only hope you work out better than the last one. I'm Mags. This is my brother, William.
Pleasure.
Along with our co-conspirator, Lizzie, we run this crew. Call ourselves the Operators. You'll come to understand soon enough that we are the only gang you should be backing around here. Because we're the only ones who see this place for what it is. A temple. A testament to the only thing that matters in this world.
Making money?
Exactly. Caps. This place was built for the sole purpose of taking caps out of the pockets of fools. We only joined Gage and Coulter's little menagerie in order to restore it to that goal, though by somewhat more cutthroat methods than I expect its founders intended.
Instead, Coulter had us sitting on our asses for the better part of a year while he lived large in his damn mountaintop.
And that means, if you're going to be in charge around here, we'd like some assurances that you intend to bring this place back to its true purpose. And that we're going to get back to robbing folks of their fucking money.
I mean, we could do trade. We could trade ourselves up into riches. We could do that. We could make money legitimately.
My goal is to use this place to make all the money I can.
Well, it's about damn time.
I look forward to seeing your claims put into action.
I know you didn't like it. I know you didn't like it. I'm sorry, Kiri. I didn't mean it like that. Don't walk off. I didn't mean it all like that. I was just trying to win them over. Oh, she's going to ignore me now, isn't she? Well, I've won over Mags and seemingly upset my girlfriend, so who's next? Let's head over this way and see who's next on the conversation list. That was a dead end.
Mason's been waiting for you.
And so into Brad Burton Amphitheatre, where, I mean, already there's dogs fighting over there. I disapprove. There's a dog there. There's some. Is that a mole rat? This must be the home of the pack. Oh look, it's one of those synth gorillas.
Too short for bullshit.
Excuse me.
Now that I get a closer look at you, not sure I'm buying this new overboss thing.
You gonna be a problem I need to solve?
Slow down there, boss man. We're just getting to know each other. Name's Mason, the Pack's Alpha. This here's our side of town. You might be overboss, for now, but I'm the boss of the Pack, and it's gonna stay that way. Long as you don't go forgetting that, we're gonna be fine.
I do not like the sound of your tone, sir.
The pack? Oh, fitting. You smell like animals.
Never heard that one before. Look, it ain't like anyone's broke up about Coulter. Just figured on his replacement being, well, different. Gage says you're the boss now, so you're the boss.
You don't want to be overboss?
Me? Overboss? Nah. Seems to be a short-lived position.
I have big plans for this place. You'll see.
Maybe you're the real deal. Well, we thought Coulter was the real deal, too. He's laying in a pool of his own blood. Don't get me wrong, Coulter was definitely overboss. Not a man to mess with. And things were good in the beginning. Real good. But that was a year ago. Then Coulter went soft. Wanted to take stock in what we achieved.
I think you're a bunch of ungrateful children.
Careful there, boss. We ain't ungrateful, just fed up. Sure, this place beats living in the shitholes we had out there. But it ain't the palace of caps we signed up for. Ain't none of us happy, not even the disciples. And they're normally a chipper bunch so long as they're drenched in blood. Things were going to hell fast. But Gage put the brakes on that. Got us together and promised he'd find someone to deal with Coulter.
So what's the real story behind Gage and Coulter?
Hey, I only know what I've heard. Story is that Gage talked Coulter into becoming overboss. And he got you in here, didn't he? Maybe he likes people owing him. Maybe it lets him get things done without getting dirt on his hands. After Coulter went soft, Gage got us behind closed doors and promised he'd get someone to off Coulter. And you did just that. Might have been the whole point of the Gauntlet all along.
I mean, it sounds reasonable that that was the whole reason too. Can we just take a moment and I just passed a red speech check.
You can trust me. I'll be a good leader.
No offense, but you just got here. We'll see what you can do. Look, let's cut to the chase. You're gonna do right by the Pack. I hear you've been talking to the other gangs.
I've been talking to all of the gangs, and quite frankly, you are not actually one of my favourites.
Be a good dog and do what you're told, or you'll be put down.
Trust me, it definitely won't come to that.
Right, I can't wait to get out of this horrible place because that dogfight is incredibly noisy. And that leaves us with one last conversation, and that is with the boss of the Disciples. So let's go and try and find them now and hope that they are slightly more reasonable than that weird face-painted clown.
Watch yourself, boss, because we sure will be.
Okay, this is boding well.
Come on, girl, you know we should run this place. Not some little greenie Gage dragged in.
We're giving him a second chance. Gage screws this up, he knows we'll skin him alive. So shut up and be patient.
What about you, big guy? Nothing to say on the matter?
As long as he doesn't get in my way. Don't much care.
Yeah, figured as much.
Both of you just get out of here. And make sure the others get the message.
What message? What are you conspiring about? Are those knives sticking out of your head?
We're not good enough to run this place ourselves. Gage wanted to bring in his own little puppy to replace Coulter. But I guess training a puppy is way easier than getting us to do what he wants.
Last I checked, I'm the overboss.
You survived the Gauntlet. You killed Coulter, with Gage's help, of course. So sure, you're the overboss. But that title hasn't meant anything for a long time now. If Gage thinks that'll change overnight, he's dead wrong. Everyone knows we all wanted Coulter dead. Of course, if I had my way, it would have been a slow, painful process. But whatever. Let's get this meet and greet over with. I'm Nisha. I lead the Disciples. We've only got one rule around here, and that's keeping the peace of this alliance. Otherwise, the way we see it, this world stopped caring about rules the moment people started dropping bombs on one another.
I mean, she's not wrong, and I kind of like her. I mean, she's a definite big, powerful bitch, and she obviously doesn't like me, but she's got a bit of pizzazz.
Rules just hold us back. We should be free to do what we want.
That's what I was trying to tell Coulter all along. Maybe if he listened, he'd still be around. Although I could give him a little credit. He built the Gauntlet, after all. Of course, it was total shit at first. No imagination. But we spiced it up a bit.
That thing should be shut down. It's dangerous.
Dangerous? People are dangerous. That thing's child's play. Just a bunch of traps and critters. Let's just hope Gage is right about you. He made a lot of promises to get us here.
I'm the best there is.
Willing to bet your life on that? You see, the Disciples don't make empty threats. We make good on them. We aren't swayed by caps like those spoiled brats obsessed with their hair, or those savage animals who can't behave in public. Fuck this up, and I will kill you. Although, I admit I have even better plans for Gage. But, if you support us and keep your promises like a good little overboss, we back you. You get to live, and everybody wins.
I don't make promises, and you'll do what I say.
Looks like you're already a step above Coulter. I'll see how this plays out. For now.
So I've met all of the gang bosses. And, yeah, Curie's really not keen on me at the moment, but I had to do what I had to do. Ooh, a Nuka grape. Lovely. So after that little conversation with all the gang bosses, let's go back and speak to Gage and see precisely what he has planned for us. Sup, Jafar?
Hey, Gage.
The overboss returns. Yeah, you're back in one piece. That's a good sign. Everything all peachy with our friendly neighborhood psychopaths? Sure hope you didn't promise them too much. I mean, going a little over the top is part of the game, but you don't want them holding it against you if you can't deliver.
I can't remember what I promised. This is going to be an absolute disaster.
All the gangs are on board.
I knew you had it in you. Time to roll up your sleeves, boss. There's work to be done. This place is huge. Divided up into sections. Parks, whatever the hell they called them back in the day. We need to take them all back. One at a time. Every section we secure gives us a little more breathing room and more resources. You stake a claim, plant a little flag for one of the gangs, and that settles it. It's theirs for good. Who gets what, that'll be your call. Whoever you hand it off to will appreciate it, but the others might get a little jealous. You know how it goes.
Okay, so I just need to go around conquering all of Nuka World and handing it out to all of my little minions. Sounds good. But I need to work out what's out there. And also, I guess, who deserves what?
It's gonna feel good to be in charge.
Yeah, sure will. Be real nice to have this place all under our control. So that's it. Nice and simple, right? Take a minute. Settle in if you want. And then let's get to it. And hey, we're in this together, so I might as well go all in. You want me watching your back? You just say the word.
Thank you, Gage. That's really nice of you, but I do already have a Curie, so it's going to be a no. Although she's apparently being a bit weird. But it's a no for now. I'm going to take my French robot along with me, and we will conquer all of Nuka World.
No thanks. I got this.
And I've leveled up after having a chat with people, which is lovely. And what better than to take the final rank in big leads, which means I'll do double damage with melee weapons, which is lovely, and also cripple some of their limbs, and potentially just take their head clean off. I mean, I'm going to be swinging Big Justice an awful lot in the coming weeks, so I think this is probably a good shout. So let's take our 5th and final rank in big leagues. And before I head out into the rest of Nuka World, I think it's about time that I met some of the locals. Not the raiders, but some of these guys, the traders.
Hey, just wanted to say, no hard feelings. All right?
It's you. You lied to me.
I know, and I'm sorry. But if you ever cared about anyone, you'd do the same thing. I don't have any family. Living family. I lost them when Coulter and his gangs took this place from us. Now, these traders are all I have left. I'm just sorry you had to get caught up in all this. Used to be me and another guy they'd send out. He thought he'd try and escape while he was out there. They found him, made him watch as they tortured and killed 2 of our own. Then they sent him through the Gauntlet themselves. After that, choice was obvious. Like I said, sorry you got caught up in all this.
And so into the mute.
Hey there, boss. You really laid a beat down on Coulter. That was something. Guess that means his big plans for the park died with him.
Potentially. I mean, so I was about to launch into a bit of narrative there, but you've interrupted me. Also, you're wearing a slave collar.
Big plans, huh? Did that include getting killed in his own arena?
Well, of course not, boss. Back when Coulter first took over, he had big ideas. And he made some big promises. His plan was to get the power plant back online and light up the whole park, making it easier to conquer and safer for all of us. We could have done it too, but things changed. Slowed down. Coulter stopped pushing, stopped caring so much.
Okay, that sounds like a very good idea.
I think Coulter was onto something. Having full power in the park would make everything easier.
Hell, I might even give those poor bastards out in Dry Rock Gulch a fighting chance.
What poor bastards are you talking about?
Back when the raiders took over, some of us, the traders who were here before, I mean, got away. Last I heard, those folks were holed up in Dry Rock Gulch. They're probably struggling, if they're alive at all. You think you'll follow through on Coulter's plan? Get the juice flowing again?
Well, it's nice to have a direction, so yeah, sure. I'll give that a go.
Coulter had the right idea. I just might finish what he started.
I hope you do, boss. And just imagine, at night you'd see it for miles around. Folk would talk about it. They'd come from all over to shop in the market. That's a lot of caps for you and the gangs.
When you put it that way, it does sound like a pretty good idea.
Found some pretty good stuff while I was out on the road. Interested?
But, what? Who are you? I mean, sure, I'll have a look at your shop, but how did you interrupt that conversation?
Sure, let's take a look.
And upsettingly, you don't sell any rounds for my plasma rifle. I mean, I wasn't expecting miracles. Although you do sell guns. Okay, this could become interesting. Well, this is going to be a nice little place to explore, and I can't wait to get in and talk to everybody, and that will all happen next week. If you've enjoyed this episode, stick a like on the video for me, and be sure to subscribe to Dave Playing Games, as these videos go up every single Fallout Friday. We've met some of the locals, gangs and slaves included, and it seems there's an awful lot going on here in Nuka World, and we've got a lot to unstitch. It's been suggested that we get the power plant running again, and also that we try and rescue some settlers in Dry Rock Gulch. Dry Rock Gulch, I'm assuming, is one of the places that we need to liberate to help the gangs. It's all coming together, and I think we've got a plan, so next week we're going to head to Dry Rock Gulch and try and rescue it for one of our 3 bidding factions, and rescue some settlers along the way. If you're excited to find out what happens next, then watch next Friday, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves. Ta-ra.